Good afternoon, good afternoon. When I tell you that I am absolutely ecstatic, well, first of all, I might have chicken in my teeth because I came outside to enjoy a little bit of lunch. Just 5 or 10 minutes, because I'll try to come out and get some sunshine on my breaks. But I sat down in the chair about to enjoy my lunch, and I looked over around the garden and I saw the mushrooms in the asparagus bed, and I was like, well, we got some rain. But then I noticed this. That's asparagus. And that's asparagus. But more than it just being asparagus, just that quickly, God reminded me of the promise. Because if you haven't been watching, you may not know that in the first year that asparagus grows, you're not supposed to harvest it. You're supposed to just let it continue to grow, But then, for the next 15 to 20 years, you'll get a harvest from that asparagus that you planted year one. And when I tell you the symbolism hit me like a ton of bricks, it hit me like a ton of bricks. That is like the rainbow. That is God's promises. That is a sign that the promise, even though you can't see it right now, the things in your life that God has promised you may not be able to see it right now. And excuse me if I'm squinting, because I can't really even see the screen. The sun is so bright out here. And I'm excited. But to me, seeing that asparagus popping up, it's like the promise. The things that God has told you, the things that He has promised you, the things that He has shown you, that in year one, you may not see any evidence of it. Or if you do see any evidence of it, it's too small for you to eat off of. But in the years to come, the next 15 to 20 years, that you'll be able to eat off of that promise. That promise will sustain you. That promise will nurture you. When I tell you, I was sitting here and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, thank you for showing me that sign. And it wasn't just a sign for me. It was a sign for my sister Valerie. She was the one who asked me to plant asparagus as my new plant for this year. Never grown asparagus before. She was the one who asked me, like, hey, let's try asparagus. And without knowing anything about it, I said, okay, we'll try it. I purchased it, started doing some research on it. I'm like, oh, we can't eat off of this year. But then I read a little bit further. And it says that as long as you continue to fertilize it, you don't have to plant asparagus again. And it said to dedicate a spot in your garden for that asparagus, because for the next 15 to 20 years, it is going to grow back without you doing anything. I just want to remind you that thing that God told you to plant, that thing that He told you to start, whatever that He put on the inside of you, that purpose, if you just start, if you just plant it, then He is going to bring that thing to fruition, and you'll be able to eat off of that promise for years to come, for decades to come. 20 years is 2 decades. That's a long time. I plan on being here. I'm only 50. I want to be here well beyond that. So I got 2 or 3 more rounds of asparagus to plant. But, hi, Sean. But I want you to know that promise that God has given you, it's not dead. That in the first year, it may not look like it's going to produce anything. But don't give up. Just because you can't see it with the naked eye. And because what you see, that asparagus that's in that planter now, is technically, it's too little to eat. Well, we talked about this one time before with the sweet potatoes. But just because it's too little now, don't give up on it. Keep nurturing it. Keep feeding it. Keep believing it. Keep hoping. Keep praying. It's coming to pass. So guys, this was impromptu in the middle of the day. I did a written post about it, but then I just couldn't let it go. I was like, God, thank you. Like that promise, even though it looks It might look dismal right now, or it looks small, or it looks like it's just not going to be enough. I want you to know that God's going to keep you. He is going to sustain you. And he's not just going to sustain you. He's going to pour out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive. You're going to be living in the overflow. So all of you all that have the nonprofits, the businesses, the even with your life and your family and your kids and your spouses, and no matter your job, your career, no matter what it is, don't you dare give up. He is going to give you enough to sustain you. And just don't throw up your hands in exasperation in year one. But I want you to remember that for the next 15 to 20 years, you're going to be living in the overflow. You're going to be living in the land of milk and honey. But anyway, guys, my lunch is getting cold. I just wanted to hop on here for 1 or 2 minutes. When I saw that asparagus coming up, I literally screamed. Guys, thank you for watching. Sean, I love you, son. And I think that's Jamie watching. But guys, I love you so much. Please share the video. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.